Good morning all, and indeed a hearty welcome to the second term of this year. I am so glad to be able to welcome everybody back, safe and sound. I do believe that everybody had a fantastic period of rest. I'm happy to report back that we had successful sports tours at the coast for the first teams and inland for the junior teams. A huge thank you to all the staff that accompanied our learners. Learners, I must honestly say, when I visit the tours, you guys stand out as learners that are well behaved, well mannered, and are indeed an example to the rest of the learners on tour. Thank you so very much for that. I am indeed extremely proud of each and every learner that behaved so well during these tours. Thank you to all the staff, as I said, that spent their time for the betterment of the learners, but for all the planning and everything that went into that before the time. I'm so thankful that a large number of sports tours could take place and all of them ran smoothly without glitch. Thank you, parents, for your support also in this regard. We are indeed in a change of season, as we all could feel. So there is a period where the learner can choose to wear either a full summer or a full winter uniform. This grace is until the 2nd of May, that is after the upcoming long weekend. And as from the 2nd of May, we expect every learner to wear only full winter uniform. Dear parents, I believe that everybody has received their reports. Once again, a huge thank you to the staff who did the marking during their holiday, after the sports tours, who uploaded the marks, HODs checking these marks and these sort of thing. If you have not received a report, there is duly a problem with your email address. Rectify that soonest and we will of course provide you with the newest report. On the report, dear parents, I understand that parents do not always understand the marks on reports. Please remember the marks that you see after an assessment or a test or a task is not the mark that will be reflected on the report, especially for tasks. Different things carry different weightings. In other words, if a test or a task perhaps count 100 marks, the weighting might be only 80 marks. And that's why it is such an extensive task for teachers to mark correctly, for moderation to take place, and then those marks must be formulated back up to the requirements of the Department of Education so that the school can comply with the different weightings in the different subjects for the different tasks. On Monday, the 24th of April, grade 12 parents, some of them will be asked to see me during the day, especially if you have conversations with me in the beginning of the year. And then other parents can see the class teachers if you so wish. That is for the grade 10, 11 and 12. The parents' evening for grade 8 and 9 is on Tuesday, 25 April. On Tuesday is our grade 12 farewell. We're looking forward to a fantastic evening. Grade 12s, think clearly what you do. The school do not subscribe or encourage any after party. I don't feel there's a need for that. That can possibly only lead to problems. Dear parents, we have had incidents in the past of drinking and driving. It's not worth it. Learners, it's honestly not worth it to go into perhaps dangerous places, not think clearly what you do. A lot of money is being spent on the matric farewell. You are all going to look gorgeous, I know that. Have a proper evening, have a wonderful evening with us, and when the time comes, go home. We are lenient those 3 days with the grade 12s, but I must emphasize, as the rest of the school, the grade 12s must comply in full with the school uniform regulations, the code of conduct, on their return on the 2nd of May. Dear parents and dear grade 12s, especially you, any learner actually, we don't want to send any learner home. You cannot afford to miss precious time at school. On that note, this term really started off with a bang. And when I calculated the amount of teaching time, I was actually shocked. After these short weeks of the long weekends, there's only, can you believe it, 4 full weeks of school before we start with exams on the 5th of June. We have condensed the exam times to only 3 weeks. Therefore, often learners will have to write 2 subjects per day. Dear parents, in the past we have written only 1 day per subject, 1 subject per day, but we don't have the luxury of time this year. We need to really condense the exam time in order not to take away teaching and learning time from the learners. On that note, nobody can be absent without really good reasons. We must all be on time. We must all be in time in class. I've spoken to the learners this morning. Time is really of the essence now. On the 5th of June, we only have 3 weeks of exams when the school closes on the 23rd of June. We have the open day on the 6th of May. Then there is Saturday classes, and this year's Saturday classes, parents, are not additional classes. It's part of the contact time of learners. Therefore, learners absolutely must attend Saturday classes, especially also in practical subjects. There is a lot of work that must happen, and a lot of practicals that must happen, and that must be assessed. We are shortly celebrating Freedom Day and Workers' Day, and I would like to wish all the Muslim learners and parents a joyous Eid festival. As I've said, time is of the essence now. We really need to buy out every minute. Learners need to do homework. Learners need now to start to plan when they will study, because exam time is going to be crunch time. And if you leave the starting of the studying of all the different subjects until the very last moments, learners, the work is too much. You cannot be successful as you want to be. But we've had a wonderful sports day last Saturday at Fourways. This week we have a sports day at school. The grade 8s and 9s will have additional maths classes on Saturday, compulsory, but we will allow them also to support for a part of the morning. Please, parents, ensure that your kids are at school on Saturday, grade 8 and 9. You will receive communication in this regard. But as you can hear, dear parents, it's a hectic term. Lots of things are happening sports-wise, cultural-wise, and of course on the academic field in the classrooms. Thank you to all the teachers that are duly prepared. Thank you, learners, for your good behavior, and above all, parents, for supporting the school as always. I'm looking forward to a good term, and I'm looking forward to great mid-year exam results. I want to wish everybody farewell, and I hope that everybody will have a good and successful term. Goodbye.